Y'all showing that you don't watch the games. Ever heard of big stats, bad team, guys? Jokic is putting up these big numbers, and yet the Nuggets are still losing.
SGA MVP. Dude, they don't lose.
Averages don't matter when one guy doesn't even play the fourth.
It's wild not to mention Shai.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Nothin But Net. And since you guys have been asking for it, we're just going to dedicate this episode to how dominant the 2025 to 2026 Oklahoma City Thunder have been. So cool. What do you want to start it off with? Because this team is one of the best all-around teams we've ever seen. We could spend 20 minutes talking about how elite their defense is. We could spend 20 minutes talking about how elite their offense is. We could spend 20 minutes talking about how they have one of the best players in the NBA. You know what I mean? So, like, where should we start off first? What do you think?
Honestly, I think we should probably just start off with, the man of the hour, I guess, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because what he's been doing this season he's been a pretty good basketball player,
He's been aight. I'd say he's been pretty good.
Not playing fourth quarters and blocks and still averaging over 30 a game is kind of crazy. But he's still a free throw merchant. We all know why he's averaging 30. But I'm just kidding. Like, Shai, honestly, last year he had a really good season, which is why he won MVP. But like this year, he's doing so much better, and the team in general is a lot better, which is kind of crazy to say, but it's true, and that's why they're blowing like everybody out, and he doesn't have to play fourth quarters.
And also, when we're talking about Shai, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we know about him that we just don't really need to say. Like, we know he's one of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA. We know he has one of the best handles, stop on a dime, that type of players in the NBA. We know that he can use his size to his advantage. But a big gripe about Shai that was especially evident in his first breakout season and has been evident up until this season is definitely his three-point shooting. And now he's shooting 44% from three on 5 attempts per game. Like, this guy is shooting 55, 44, 88, literally with averaging 33 points per game and not playing the fourth quarter. Like, this is generally one of the best players I've ever seen. And people might be saying I'm glazing, like he has the best aura, he's born on my birthday, whatever, right? But like the comments are right. This guy is the MVP, and I don't know why we didn't bring him up earlier. That's what I gotta say.
I don't know about him being MVP still, but like he's having a really, really good season. Right.
What would be your argument for Jokic then? Or Luka or Wemby?
For Jokic, I think it's mainly the same as last year, which is that the Nuggets are far better with him than they are without him, first of all. And second of all, Jokic, while Shai's stats are crazy, Jokic is still averaging a 20, 25-point triple-double. So, like, 30 points on 55% from the field and 40% from three is really good. But so is 25-point triple-double with very good field goal stats as well. So,
yeah.
I think, honestly, Shai's probably still going to win it because the Thunder are a better team. But just because you're playing on a better team doesn't mean that you're the MVP. It doesn't mean that you're the most valuable.
No, that's true. But the criteria has always been best player on the best team. I feel like that's the benchmark. You know what I mean? But like you said Jokic makes his team go from bad to good, right? And I feel like we could all agree with that. Like, he does. He makes his team from bad to good. But I feel like Shai, if you take Shai off the Thunder, they're maybe an 8 seed, right? They still make the playoffs. Whatever, fine. People say that that's the biggest gripe on Shai, but I'd argue that the fact that you're making a team go from good or aight to good to literally the greatest team in NBA history, I feel like that's more of an impact on a team than making a team that goes from the 11 seed to the 5 seed. You know what I mean? That's my argument for Shai being MVP this year.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty much the same as last year, except the Thunder are a better team. So
I mean, enough glazing Shai, right? We got to talk about how the Thunder are a better team. You know what I mean? This Thunder team is holding their opponents to 107 points per game while dropping 123. I'm going to put this in a little bit of context. The Thunder are holding their teams to 106.9 points per game. The next best team is the Rockets, and they're holding their teams to 111 points per game. That is a 5-point difference. And by the way, they are missing one of their best point of attack defenders. They have been missing one of their best point of attack defenders in Jalen Williams for pretty much the entire season up to this point, and they only lost one game without him. Again, shout out to the Portland Trailblazers, but that's still just crazy to me. The fact that this team has any person who can guard your best player. If Alex Caruso, that's the de facto. Cason Wallace, that's the de facto. If they're having an off night, Shai, I know we said we were going to stop glazing Shai, but he can go up and step up and guard your best on-ball handler.
Yeah, that's right.
Freaking Chet can guard your best center. You know what I mean? Like, this team has the biggest blend of offense and defense that I've seen in a team since, what, like the 2017 Warriors? I don't know. I don't even know what to say. 2016 Warriors?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like, and like for every single offensive and defensive stat, they're pretty much top 10, like in the crucial stats that actually matter. And
top
like,
5, I'd say.
Yeah, top 5, top 10. But like, what the thing about this team is that they're not just like, you know, like you can't really say like, oh, they've had an easy schedule, because you know they have played the Jazz and the Kings and the Grizzlies and the Mavericks like and the Pelicans like more than once in like the first 24, 25 games, and none of those teams are very good, but they're still, when they play good teams like the Lakers and the Warriors and the Timberwolves and the Suns, they just blow them out. Like the closest game that they won this season was the first game of the season against the Rockets. And then the only other game that was close pretty much was, well, the Indiana game, and then the game they lost against Portland. Like almost every game they played has been like, I want to say dominated, but like it's been kind of OKC all the way.
That's literally what I was about to say. If you look through their schedule, and I was just going to ask you this question, if you look through their schedule, there has not been a single game where they were forced to like step up in the clutch time. And literally, Shai hasn't even been playing fourth quarters. Like this team, I remember I saw this Thunder fan tweet one time. It's like, I kind of miss close games. I hate blowing teams out every night. And it's like, bro, come on, bro. You know what I mean? But like, still, like this, the only close game that I've seen out of this Thunder team in the last couple of games was versus the Warriors the other night. Still, it was a 12-point game, and fine. The Warriors were leading by 1 point late in the fourth quarter. Oh, how about a Shai, like 10 points in the fourth quarter to put you to sleep? How about a Cason Wallace steal and layup to clinch the game? How about a bunch of missed free throws, by the way, from the Warriors? But we don't got to talk about that. But still, like this Thunder's team's point differential is insane to me, and people are arguing, "Oh, they blew out the Jazz by 30. That's not a good team to beat." Okay, well they also beat the Suns they also beat the Wolves by 10. They beat the Lakers by 30. They beat the Warriors by 20. They beat the Grizzlies by 15. You know what I mean? Like this team is blowing out teams. Finals rematch versus the Pacers, 10-point win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, granted, the Pacers aren't like very good this
year.
year.
They're not full healthy. Yeah, of course.
But like at the same time, like you would expect a really good team to blow these guys out. Like the teams like the Jazz and the Kings and the Pelicans and the Hornets. Like you'd expect a team that's like vying for a top spot to maybe win by like, I don't know, double digits, maybe like maximum 15 points, not like 30 points on a regular basis like like the Thunder have been. And I mean, it kind of just goes down to like the entire team, like I said, is just really good. It's not, well, it is primarily Shai. Yeah. It's not just him, especially with Jalen Williams missing most of the season so far.
Yeah, and I feel like for some of that, you got to credit coaching. Like, cool. Did you know before the season that AJ Mitchell was going to be turning into a 15-point per game scorer? You know what I mean?
I didn't even know who he was at the beginning of the season, right?
Did you know, like, fine, Aaron Wiggins saved basketball, but did you know that he was going to turn into a 15-point per game scorer too while playing elite defense? Now, some people did, yeah, but the majority of NBA fans didn't. You know what I mean? They're having Chris Youngblood play fourth quarter minutes, and they still have one loss. You know what I mean? Like, this Oklahoma, you especially always talk about how depth is really important in a championship team. I remember like 2 years ago, you were flaming the Suns because they traded all their depth for Kevin Durant, right? I'm pretty sure you're having you're having a jolly old time with this team because literally 10 people deep, they could be starters on real NBA teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you are really as strong as your weakest link. And when you're one of your least minutes, guys with like the least amount of minutes is freaking Alex Caruso. And he's you can argue that he's a starting level caliber guard who can play amazing defense, and he's only getting under 20 minutes a night. Like, you know, you're a good team.
He'd start on my favorite team. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
He'd start over Zach LaVine.
I love him to be on my favorite team.
We could have had him on my favorite team if we just.
Oh, we could have.
You know what? We don't got to talk about the Kings right now. Let's save that for another time. But we've been talking about the Thunder's defense, holding their teams, blowing teams out. But we also got to talk about their offense. You know, they're top 10 or they're top 15 in assists, which maybe they're fine. That's not the best, but they're also averaging the second least turnovers per game. Okay, they're also averaging the third highest field goal percentage in the league. Fine, sixth most from three. People call Shai a free throw merchant. They're second in the league in free throw percentage and second in the league in points per game. And you might be saying like, oh, they're not leading. They're not leading in anything. Well, no other team. Like if you look at the Nuggets, who are number one in points per game, like they're nowhere near number one in. They're number 6 in assists per game. You know what I mean? So like they're not. The Thunder are the only ones that are consistently at the top of every category, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, the Nuggets offense is really good, but like we were talking about offense, but going back to the defense, Nuggets defense isn't very good. Like let's be honest, like it's not amazing, especially compared to the Thunder's defense. So while the Thunder's offense isn't like the best offense we've ever seen in NBA history, it's good enough to where they can still blow people out with their amazing defense.
And to quote the best GM in NBA history, Nico Harrison, defense wins championships. You know what I mean? So
one thing he's right about.
But you know, if we want to go like more in depth into their defense, like I was talking about, let's say you have a speedy guy, De'Aaron Fox, for example, right? On-ball point guard De'Aaron Fox, he can get downhill easily. He can pull up that step-back jumper. Boom. Let's say he's being guarded by Alex Caruso. He goes downhill. Oh, Chet Holmgren's in the paint. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. Oh, Chet Holmgren's out the game. Oh, Jalen Williams is in the paint. All right, fine. Let's say he blows by Shai. Okay, he's in the mid-range area. Oh, fine. He just has Alex Caruso and Jalen Williams switching onto him. Oh, Alex Caruso and Jalen Williams are out the game. Fine. He just has Aaron Wiggins switching onto him. None of those guys who have ever named in this segment are in the game. Oh, he blows by them. Isaiah Hartenstein's in the paint. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
How do teams score? Genuinely, how did the Blazers beat this team? Like, this...
Dark magic, I guess.
and if we're done talking about them as a strict basketball team, they have the Clippers first-round pick. They have the Jazz top 8 first-round pick.
For now. Unless they decide to trade it for, like, another superstar. Because why not? They have the draft capital to do so. And why not make this team better somehow?
If we want to talk about a certain man from Greece who lives in the Midwest, we can.
Yeah, I mean, he might go there. They don't really need him, but at the same time, like...
They definitely have the assets to pull it off.
Yeah, they 100% have the assets.
Do you want to switch over to talking about Giannis? We can. Giannis has definitely not been happy in Milwaukee. They've been on a... Let me check the stats real quick.
Yeah, they haven't been very good. But I mean, Giannis has also been out for a couple weeks. Or not a couple weeks. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks, which doesn't help. But
they have... they're 2-8 in their last 10.
Yeah.
Which includes losses to the Wizards, to the Heat, which, fine, the Heat are a good team, but if you're the Bucks, you know, you should be beating those teams. To the Hornets. You know what I mean?
I mean, Giannis has really, like, been upset with his time in Milwaukee kind of since they traded for Dame, really. Like, Dame was kind of supposed to be, like, that piece to maybe, like, help them get back to the championship after 2022, and it just really didn't work out for them. And now they're kind of in this position where they don't really have many good players other than Giannis, really, because they traded them all away.
I think he's been unhappy since they fired Coach Bud. I think that was like the real moment where...
Yeah, I think that doesn't help. But I mean, I can't really blame them for firing like Bud because they lost an 8 seed in 5 games.
Yeah,
in 5 games.
I mean, when you have Jimmy Butler going prime 2018 LeBron mode, like, what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair, but like at the same time, like, you're the 1 seed. You shouldn't like at least take it to 7 games, but no. That was 2 years ago.
No, but that series was insane. If you remember that series,
yeah.
Butler, long shot, good. That was so peak. That was genuinely probably one of the best series I've ever watched. But back to Milwaukee, you were talking about, there's pretty much no one else on the roster. Well, yeah, when you trade Giannis's best friend on the team for Kyle Kuzma, you're gonna get a little bit of disgruntlement from your superstar.
Right.
I feel like the only bright spot on their team definitely has been Ryan Rollins, who I have no reason, I don't even know why, you might be worse than the Bucks front office because you traded Jamal Murray for him. If you would like to give some insight into that, so we could get the people in our fantasy league to watch the episode and realize why you did that.
Because Russ has been very good. Like, Jamal Murray has been a little better than Russ, but Russ has been very good. I got him, and Ryan Rollins has been very good too. So, like, those two together are kind of worth Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm. And then Jamal Murray dropped 50 the next day for the people.
Of course, but, you can't control that, right?
Well, anyway, back to the Bucks. I feel like Ryan Rollins, they traded A.J. Johnson for Kyle Kuzma, which he was like one of the best young bright spot point guards on their team. Completely dumb decision. And I feel like they're just, I don't know what the timeline is for this team because on one hand, they're trying to, let's compete, let's build around Giannis, okay? But then what happens when you get to the point where you're stuck with back-to-back first-round exits, you have no future, and then you just you end up cutting Dame, and now you owe Miles Turner a bunch of money. And let's say you do trade Giannis. Like, what is this team looking like? You know what I mean? Because this team already mortgaged a lot of their future for Dame, mortgaged a lot of their future for Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah. And also, they still have to pay Dame, too.
They still do have to pay Dame because they waived and stretched him. You're right. So, like, you would have to get like a Rudy Gobert to the Timberwolves level return for Giannis, which it's Giannis, so that's 100% possible. But the last time that a superstar with the calf strain was traded after being in MVP conversations, he didn't get that big of a return. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, but that's a little different. Why don't we say that?
But yeah, if Giannis goes to the Thunder, it's game over for the league. I'm gonna be honest. He's gonna be in the Western Conference. So
Rest in peace, parity.
Jalen Brunson's just winning a bunch of Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals MVP trophies for the next 20 years. He's gonna be in the West. They definitely have the capital to do it, but that would literally fix what little problems that they do have. Because I guess the real problem would be like more physicality in the paint offensively, because Chet Holmgren hasn't been that dominant interior offensive guy that they would want to be, and Isaiah Hartenstein that just isn't his role. So he would be such a good pick and roll player next to Shai. But I don't even want to think about that because that just ruins the league. You know what I mean? Adam Silver has to veto that if that happens. But I heard a lot of stuff saying that Giannis actually wants to go to the Knicks.
I could see that.
That would be his preferred destination.
The Knicks have been kind of, since they traded for Cat, they've been kind of in and out of like trade conversations for a lot of trade talks. I mean, I think last time Giannis was kind of expected to potentially leave Milwaukee, they were in trade talks too. I could see him going to the Knicks. I think
I could definitely see him going to the Knicks.
Depending on the return, I think if they keep Cat, that would work out very well at front court along with OG Anunoby if they keep him as well. Like, we don't really know what a return would look like for Milwaukee, what they would get back, what New York would have to give up, because New York really doesn't have a lot of like young guys that they can kind of give
for sure.
up.
I think they would definitely have to give up Cat in that deal.
Yeah, most likely. But then is Giannis that much of an upgrade over Cat, like right now? I mean, I kind of think like if you're gonna trade Cat and like a bunch of picks, I don't really know if that's gonna be worth it, in the future. But
I feel like I don't know if Milwaukee, with the trend that their management has been going in, it's we want to win now, we want to win now, we want to win now. Maybe it's just because they had Giannis. But I feel like they would still kind of want to win now, especially if they're owing Dame all that money to rebuild. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But, like, I don't think getting Cat is going to have them win.
No, for sure. For sure. But imagine if they get, like, Cat and OG Anunoby or something like that.
I don't think the Knicks would do that. I don't
Cat
think
and Anunoby, they wouldn't even have to give that much picks up. It would just be like Cat and Anunoby and 2 firsts.
Yeah, but then like the Knicks front court's kind of just gone. Really, like who else do you have?
Whoa.
Like Mitchell Robinson. That's it. Like I know it's Giannis, right? But I don't really know.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think you're severely underestimating how good Giannis is. Like this dude can single-handedly be your front court.
I know that Giannis is really, really good, but I don't know. I don't know. It might be a little too much for the Knicks, but I think the Knicks might probably still pull that trade off because
100%. Especially because they still have Mikal Bridges, so it's not like they're losing their best on-ball defender in OG. They got Mikal Bridges. So how about we end it off with this? If Giannis were to get traded, one team. Just name the one team that you think you would expect him to go to.
I'll name 3 teams right now. Either the Spurs, the Knicks, or either the Thunder or maybe the Timberwolves. Because the Timberwolves are in trade talks like all the time, like the Knicks are. So that's 4 teams actually. But
Demetrius, welcome to Minnesota. Okay, for me, I could definitely see the Spurs. The fact that you brought that up is good. And just to quickly recap that, they have a lot of draft capital from just dumbass trades that other teams have made with them. And they just have a crap ton of young assets. You know, they have Jeremy Sochan, Keldon Johnson. They have, if they wanted to move off of De'Aaron Fox, maybe they could do like a 3-teamer where like the Spurs get OG, the Knicks get De'Aaron Fox and Karl Towns, and the Bucks get De'Aaron Fox and Karl Towns, and the Knicks get Giannis. Hold up, is this riding fire? Who says no to that? Wait, genuinely, who says no to that? The Spurs don't need another point guard. They could definitely use OG Anunoby.
I think the Spurs might want to keep De'Aaron though for a while.
I don't think so. Especially because they're paying him $220 million.
I know they are paying him a lot of money.
To be their backup point guard?
I don't know. I think
for the future.
Yeah, maybe in a couple years, but not right now. The contract's too big.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Giannis makes up for that. OG's also making a crap ton of money too, because the Knicks are just spending. So yeah. So thank you everyone for listening to this episode. Peace.